Hello, everybody, and welcome to XTV Movies and Reviews with Misha from GMX. We're talking today about Squid Game. We're continuing season 2. We did a review, or at least a mini recap yesterday, on episodes 1 and the first half of episode 2. We weren't huge fans. Major issues that we talked about were pacing, as well as the loss of a sense of dread and impending doom. The keeping us on the edge of our seats feeling. I don't quite feel like that is there yet with season 2, or at least I felt that way with episodes 1 and a half. Now, I've watched the second half of episode 2, episodes 3, and episode 4 here. So I think that episode 2, the one with the Halloween party, the North Korean defector, I think that was still a slow episode. I wish that was speeding up a little bit more. I wish that we had gotten into the games by episode 2. But I did like the introduction of Kang No-eul. I can't pronounce any of these Korean names, so I'm going to say the Korean lady that has... The Korean lady, that helps no one. The North Korean lady. The North Korean lady who escaped from North Korea and has a son that appears to still be there. So what's interesting about that is since there's a son that still appears to be over in North Korea that they're trying to find, it's like, I'm expecting her to be in the game, competing for the 45.6 billion won, right? Not to be a player in the game. And it turns out, not to be a staff member of the game. It turns out she is actually a staff member at the game. She is she's a triangle, I think. So she's a triangle. Then we get into episodes 3 with the introduction as well that the Frontman actually is participating in the game as number 1. And we are playing red light, green light. So this is, I was worried for a second, like, how are they going to do this? So are they just going to repeat the same games? If they do that, that's going to be so boring. They're going to have to go to different games. Now, I kind of had an idea going in that they probably were going to have some different games. But at this point, I'm like, okay, this game appears to be exactly the same. Are they going to mix it up at all? They didn't really mix it up that much. Gi-hun, the main character, essentially saying, like, follow my instructions. If you freeze when it says red light and move when it says green light, you might make it to the end. So that part, I thought was fine. And then there was some intrigue introduced with the whole organ harvesting thing. So, like, a couple of the players were shot in the leg rather than in the head, with the mindset being that you could harvest the organs better if the person's still alive when they, begin the organ, harvest operation. So, that's episode 3. I thought was fine. And then we get into episode 4, which is a really interesting episode. We essentially get into here, and it's going to be 1 second. I want to make sure I get the names right. Do I want to get the names right on this? I'm going to IMDb. I think I really just have to say, I don't want to say trans woman, like trans woman, short girl. I feel bad about it. I feel bad because I'm just like, yeah, here are the characteristics of them. And it's like, okay, well, like, I should try to pronounce the names. But episode 4, it is involving a new game. So I talked about how it was a little bit, problematic with me with episode 3, where there were no, new games. And I was worried, like, how are they going to fix this? So Gi-hun essentially is set up here where he'll have to, manage the fact that he told people it was going to be the previous game from season 1, the second game in season 1, the game where you kind of have the cookie and you draw out the shapes. He thought it was going to be that. It turned out not to be that. It's a game where it's a 6-legged pentathlon with 5 little mini games in between. And this is interesting. So, like, when we saw the teams forming, we saw a lot of teams were male only, male dominant, and all that. So maybe they don't have quite as many advantages as people think. Now, I think, though, the problem is they have done this before, right? So, the whole thing of, like, picking diverse teams leads to better outcomes or whatever. They did that in season 1. So it's kind of like, okay, I get the point of that, right? And they get into, a few of the reject teams being set up for the pentathlon after the first 2 teams that had gone completely fail. So we are starting episode 5 next with, I guess, the ending of the 6 legs pentathlon game. And we're going to be getting into more games. Where do I stand on Squid Game so far? I think overall Squid Game is okay. I'm enjoying it now that I'm into episode 4. Episodes 3 and 4 were a dramatic improvement. 1, because I'm not worried about them just being repetitive with the rest of the games and the episodes. And then 2, we're finally again on the island. And you can notice, I'm not even wanting to talk about the whole background plot on the mainland and stuff of, like, the police and stuff trying to find them. I'm kind of, like, bored by that. I don't really care, honestly. But I am interested and the continuing relationship and dynamic between Gi-hun and Gi-hun, the main character, and the frontman, as well as some other sub relationships that have been set up, such as the pregnant lady and the crypto moon boy that pumped it up. I don't like the rat people. I don't like Thanos that much. I don't like the Thanos supply, but I like some of the other ones. Anyway, guys, we're going to continue watching this. We have done episodes 1.5 onwards to episode 4, so episodes 2, episode 2, episode 3, and now episode 4. We'll be coming at you with more thoughts on Squid Game soon. I'm Misha, X Society, we out.